Hey guys, it's Paul. Paul, can you fitness? Because can you fit into this costume? But okay. On a serious note,
you're not the real Superman.
Not yet. On a serious note, though, I think in the fitness industry we need to actually talk a little bit more about body dysmorphia. That is a very crucial and important message that many of us tend to stray away from, and the consequences of it. The reason why is because when you associate yourself in the fitness industry, you tend to see people who are always like lean, jacked, like veins coming out of their heads kind of thing, but like you only just see what they look like. And the bad thing is, like, we don't really know what actually goes on in their head mentally and psychologically. So for me, I've been prepping for about God knows how long. I would say roughly 20 weeks, roughly around there. And first I started off, I was like, yeah, I was looking pretty big. I was pretty jacked because I had all the extra water retention on me and stuff like that. But gradually, as I was like losing the weight throughout the weeks, I start feeling a little bit small. In my head, I'm like, oh, well, I'm looking smaller than I did before. But then again, that's because of like the loss of like the extra water retention and whatnot. And as I'm getting closer to prep, my calories are dropping. As my calories are dropping, it comes like eating disorder and stuff like that. And I think it's a lot different for somebody who's who's competitive to be able to control that, because they have a certain drive where they know if they do eat, they're not going to perform as well in their shows or in their competition, and they might end up kind of just like spilling over, overall just not do well. So from my perspective with that, I try to control that because I know there's something I want to do and it's a show I want to win, or at least be the very best at it. But for the average people who are losing weight, they tend to have a bit of an issue with eating disorder where they can't really stay focused or consistent on like a specific diet, where all of a sudden they can start off eating like really low calories, and then all of a sudden they like do that for like a few weeks or so, and then like the next week comes in and then all of a sudden they're like binge eating like a shitload of stuff, only to have them gain all the weight that they lost during their caloric deficit back because they couldn't really contain themselves from eating all that food. So that's where it kind of becomes an issue when you see the average individual and you see them looking up to fitness influencers or fitness expert as inspirations. Because now they see the vision of these people who are really in shape, and they like, oh, these people must be in shape all the time. They don't have to do anything. They just basically just sit home, watch TV, and look lean and jacked all the time. But that's the thing. That's what these fitness influencers want you to see. But in reality, they're really just struggling with like eating disorder, struggling with like body dysmorphia, struggling with like all kind of like mental issues. And I think that is the one thing that it's not addressed, because everybody just wants to portray themselves out in social media as like, hey, I look good, my life is great, and yours isn't, but you can look at me and be inspired to be like me. And I think that's an issue that we really have to start promoting and telling people that, like, when you are someone who's lean constantly year round, it's not comfortable, it's not fun, it's not exciting. But the people from the outside perspective, when they're looking at that, they're just like, oh wow, that person looks amazing. But at the end of the day, like, they go through so much to maintain that, but they don't really show the general public of what they go through. So that's just one of the things I want to highlight on. And I hope that moving forward, like, eventually we'd have more people to be opened up to say these things and be truthful about like what is it that they experience when they're trying to diet down for a diet, or if it's just an average person trying to lose weight, what they experience first, so they can kind of like talk about that, and it'll be more of like an open discussion for people to understand a lot more, to say, hey, that person may look good, but like, what are they going through mentally, physically, psychologically, and emotionally? So that's pretty much it. But if you enjoy this and you like this little rant that I have going on, you're more than welcome to subscribe to Can You Fitness. You can follow me on Instagram at Kanulift, because All Might's here and he's ready to go plus ultra.